It doesn't say live yet.
But when it is, it actually says
Yeah.
like when it is.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, this is Johnny Bean. And hey, Dave.
Hey, what's happening, Johnny?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm coming to you from the wall. From the wall.
Yeah, it's like a
The
different background.
the great guitar wall, which is right in front of me.
What are the speakers though you got back there?
Those are my computer monitors, and actually they're not mine. Those are Dennis's. Mine are in storage, but they're the same type. His is just a little brighter sounding,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I normally sit, right over there, that little computer station.
Mm-hmm.
And that looks those curtains and windows behind that look out to my backyard. And there's the couch right there with an EVH guitar case on it that keeps the animals off the couch. That stays there all the time, unless I'm sitting on it. And over here is my TV set with my bookshelves and the crazy amount of guitars that are behind me.
Yeah,
And,
that's crazy, man.
yeah, and in front of me is bam, the wall. Oh, hello, wall. As the front door, which is open, of course.
Of course.
Of course, so I can get some light in here. And today I think we're going to talk about whoosh, that sign right there.
Huh? What's up with that? Where'd you get that
Well,
then?
I've had it for almost a year, maybe, and the my friends at the music zoo gave that to me as a gift a while back because I'm a big EVH kind of guy. You know, I love the company and I love the guy. And they thought that because I think they ordered two of them, one for their store and one for me. So they were nice enough to give it to me, and I finally had a day where I really wasn't doing much, and I decided to put it up today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, I got to get my thumbs out of the way. It's kind of in the middle of the wall. Um, Unfortunately, it doesn't look even because all the hooks I put up, all the guitar hooks I put up by eye, so they're actually not even, and that sign is absolutely even because I used the ruler and marked it all off the correct way today.
Mm-hmm.
So although the
Mm-hmm.
sign looks like it's not even, it is, and the guitars are not.
Well, if you kind of move to your left a little bit, it might even it out.
Yeah, we'll make believe it's even.
That's cool. What's that
We'll
thing
make,
made out of?
it's plastic, or actually it's not plastic. I guess it's either loose. Keep on hand over the camera. Um, it's made out of plexiglass, and it's the background. The striped background is one level. Then the black football shape looking oval is another level, and then the EVHs are more pieces of plastic that are on top of it. So it's
Mhm.
it's actually three pieces.
Hmm. Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's
So that
very heavy too. It's
really,
it's yeah, it's very heavy. It's probably
man.
about 25 pounds. It's very heavy.
Oh, wow. So that's like the same the music zoo. They have a room
Yeah,
there,
and
and they
there's
have.
one in there. Yep, there's
Hmm.
one in there.
Hmm.
Yep. It was
Hmm.
really cool because when they presented it to me, they were like, they asked me to come in, and I was like, oh boy, okay. So I went in, and
What I do now.
yeah, yeah, they said, well, come in, and when I got there, they just presented it to me. They're like, well, we appreciate everything that you do, and we know you love EVH, so we'd like to give you this. And it's
Wow.
not those; they're not for sale. They're promotional pieces for stores that carry EVH products.
Hmm.
So it's you can't really get them.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it.
That's
And of
cool.
course, it's over my new favorite guitar at the moment.
That thing.
Yeah, what a great guitar.
Man, you should be playing that thing all day, every day.
Well, I do. I pretty much do. That guitar is usually in my hands all day. It's just I actually been cleaning the house all day today, so I haven't played much yet, but I will.
Hmm.
I'm home alone and there's no one upstairs. They're actually the painters are there painting the walls for the new tenant. But
Hmm.
but you know no one's home and I got some playing to do in a little while after I feed the animals.
That's cool. What? It's almost what, 6 o'clock there?
Yeah, yeah, it's almost
It's
6.
almost three. Almost 3 o'clock here. I think we got a question.
Oh, cool.
Uh, Taylor Petrie.
Okay. Hey, Taylor.
I don't know. Are you watching this, Taylor? I'm not sure because I get questions on. I have thousands and thousands of YouTube videos. Um, and I get questions every day on different ones.
Hmm.
Let me see if that's actually has to do with this.
Okay.
So hang on 1 second.
Sure.
Uh oh, I can't tell. I'm assuming. I don't know. Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Can somebody look at this video and tell me if there's a comment below it? All right, we'll answer it on here anyway. I can't tell if it's on this video or not. It's not telling me at the moment. Taylor Petrie says, "What's the most difficult Van Halen song for you to play?" And I don't know if he's talking to you or me or both.
Well, I guess we can both answer it.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Um, I don't even know. I don't even play Van Halen songs. I don't
That's
even
the
know
thing.
any.
I don't really either. I'll mess around with a couple of them. Like but I don't really. I'm not in a Van Halen tribute band, and although I sometimes will play some Van Halen style music, with my guitars, or I'll, maybe play a song or two. That's not really what I do. I don't really play Van Halen songs. In fact, I've never learned Eruption. Never, just sat down and learned it. Um, I don't even know if my
I've never
fingers
even
are
heard
limber enough to
Eruption.
do it anymore. But
Uh, well, I mean, I do a lot of those guitar lessons.
yeah, yeah, sure.
A lot of Van Halen stuff. I would say it wasn't well, not song, but you know how I did that tray table
Yeah.
thing? That was not difficult figuring it out, how to do it, like the way it sounded. That
Hmm.
wasn't difficult. The difficult part of it was playing it the way that Eddie plays it. He doesn't play it a normal way that you could think the easiest, well, let's just say the easiest way to play that's not the way he plays it.
Really.
He plays it a different way. Yeah. So that took a little bit of time for me to figure out what he was actually doing there.
Hmm.
Um, and you can see in the video, which just Google Van Halen tray table, and then it'll come up. Um, Also, what that other one I did more recently, the one from the Wildlife, the Back to the Future,
Oh yeah.
down, 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 down. Yeah, that one. Um, that's a Van Halen song, right? Sort of.
It's a Van Halen riff.
Yeah, that one, same deal. It's very, very easy. It's very easy to play. It's a very simple thing, but just to figure out certain, excuse me, certain ways to do it. Because let's just say I've seen other people play that, and it wasn't. I've never seen anybody play it the right way.
Well, the thing is,
Uh,
it's not hard to play it. What's hard is to get the inflections that Eddie uses, and just the actual attack. His attack is not easy to do.
mhm.
It has everything to do with with the way he picks, with the way he fingers stuff. Um, it's all in the attack because anyone can play those chords. It's not hard. Those are not hard chords. And you know, the tremolo use on that is also not hard. It's getting it the way that Eddie does it. You know, it's all the stuff that's not just the chords. It's everything else. That's what's hard.
Well, and the thing about that song, uh, and a lot of those tracks is they're all basically played on the spot. They're not. You can listen to those tracks and you can tell there wasn't. They're all jammed. It's all him jamming over
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
It's
sure.
not like the stuff was thought out.
Right,
It's like, yeah, there's like a riff. We'll play this riff and then I'll just jam over whatever. And
hmm
that's what he did. You can tell.
right.
Tell it wasn't like thought out solos or anything. It was all just on the spot.
Yep.
Whatever, which to me makes it really cool because it makes it more, it shows more like of his style and the way he thinks,
hmm
as far as when you think about a guitarist, guitar player, a musician, let's just say a musician and how they improvise
Right.
and where they decide to go, whatever. Those really do the wildlife stuff that really showcases that as far as Van Halen. And that's why that's some of my favorite stuff. That's why when people ask on these videos, what's your favorite era of Eddie Van Halen's sound? That's why I always say, well, 1983, 84,
hmm
because that's when he did a lot of stuff that was improvised and out of the box,
Yeah, and
so much,
a lot of it is not even with a striped guitar. You know, it's like everything but a striped guitar with a Floyd Rose on it, which
Mm-hmm.
is cool. You get to hear him play, you know, guitars that he doesn't normally play because they all sound different. Everything sounds different, and I like that. I like that he's kind of out of his comfort zone when he plays that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's great stuff.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
great stuff. So there you go. I guess that was my answer somewhat. I think Dave answered my answer too. What?
hmm
Oh, you answered yours too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that for us? I don't even know.
Well, it is now. It's for us now.
There it is. There it is. And yeah, like I said, sorry, I can't. Well, actually, not that it even matters. I can actually look on the video on this other computer and see if that was here. And yes, it was. Okay, so
Awesome.
Taylor, you're watching this. I'm assuming. Thumbs up, man. Thanks for watching.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you so much. It's all good
Thanks for
stuff.
thanks for watching this stuff. We're just a couple nerds just sitting here just nerding
Hey,
it up.
I'm gonna put out a bolo, which is a be on the lookout.
Oh, okay.
That's okay with you?
I was worried for a second.
Yeah. No, no, not Ebola, a bolo.
I'm gonna put out a bolo.
I want everyone to please be on the lookout for a PV Wolfgang special or standard in green with a Floyd Rose for me. I'm looking for one. I'm actively looking for one. I don't want to pay a ton of money, but who does? Uh, but I am looking for one. If anyone comes across one that's for sale, please message me. Um, and I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, and they can comment on this video as well if they happen to come back
Great.
to this video and want to let Dave know.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. So you were telling me what yesterday that you've owned a lot of PVs.
I have. Yeah, I've owned several. I've owned, uh, let me see. I've had a Sunburst. I've had a Amber. I've had uh, I've had a green one that I should never have gotten rid of. I can kick myself right in the rear end for that one. Uh, what an idiot.
Can you? Is that
Well,
possible?
you know, no. But I will gladly bend over for someone to kick me in the rear end for getting
Oh,
rid of them. Anyway, I've owned I've owned a purple one. I've owned uh, a gold one.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a story behind that one.
No. That was a Music Man, but
Oh, oh,
I've
whoops.
also owned a PV in gold. I've owned one, two, three, four. I've owned four American specials. I also owned a white one that Eddie autographed for me. White standard, um, which was really cool. That was when I was hanging out with him in '98 when I hung out with the band. He autographed that personally to me. It was so nice, really cool. It said, uh, "Thanks for everything, Dave." Eddie Van Halen, 19 VH 98, which was really cool. And that's it. I think that's it on the PVs. But for one reason or another, the right price, and they all left. They all went. But now I'm looking for one, and now I'm not in the habit of selling my guitars anymore. So now that I know I want to keep what I have, I'm looking for another one, and it's got to be green. And there you go, because I only want one. I don't want a bunch of them.
A bunch of green ones.
I don't want a bunch of PVs. Just want one, just for the collection. But it's got to be green,
Has
and
to be.
it could be a special or a standard. Well, I'll take a green one or a purple one. I prefer green.
Hmm. What about what about brown? You want a brown one?
No. Oh, geez, there goes the phone.
Oh, see what happens?
No. Did they even make a brown one?
I don't know. That's how you get the brown sound, is you play a
Oh
brown
yeah.
guitar.
Well, yeah, no, I think they made. Well, it's not brown. It was a mahogany one they made for Ed with two P90s in it, right? Or was that dark red?
Oh, that was like a maroon dark cherry
No, okay.
something. Yeah, that one's yeah, in the
Yeah,
Without
yeah,
You video, and also he did photo shoots around that time with that same guitar.
yeah. That was cool.
That yeah,
I had a
that
rosewood fretboard, didn't it?
I think so, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, that would be a cool one because I'm a huge fan of P90s.
yeah.
And actually I know somebody. What's the guy's name? He's one of the guys on the Van Halen who's been all over the Van Halen internet, for years and years.
Hmm.
I can't think of his name at the moment, but he's a huge PV Wolfgang collector.
Doug.
No,
Not Doug. Not Doug.
no. I think he's the Music Man guy, right?
He has a lot of PVs too.
Oh, okay, okay. Uh, what's It's like Andrew. I think is his name, Andrew. Um, he has a lot of. We could ask him, man. Send him a message. See if he wants to sell a green one. You
Who?
know?
This guy Andrew?
Yeah,
I don't know him.
I know. I know him. I
Well,
know
then
him.
you
I'll,
then
I'll,
you
I'll
you send him a message. Hey,
if,
get in
if,
touch with Nesdal if you want to make a lot of money off of him.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, he strictly plays. Is that the right word? Uh, PV Wolfgangs
Cool.
for years and years, and he has all different ones. But one of them, he actually threw some P90s into one of them. They might have been like
Wow.
Fat Cats, which are
Oh, okay,
awesome,
yeah,
awesome
I know.
pickups,
Hmm.
which I love. But
So
so yeah, so
they're humbucker size, but they're
yes,
P90s.
yes,
Right.
yeah, yeah, and of course, you got to route. Nothing will fit in any of the Van Halen guitars,
Yeah, I know. You got to
unless you
route
route.
it.
Well, I guess maybe DiMarzio, some DiMarzio you could maybe throw in
Hmm.
to any of those, possibly, but anything else, it's got the pickups have the square sides and not the triangle sides, like all the you know.
Yeah. Yep. Hmm. Well, there you have it.
Yeah. Oh no, this ain't even triangle. It's a circle. Yeah, like the circle sides,
Oh yeah, yeah,
like
sure.
that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the PV ones are triangle.
Yes,
Aren't
they
they?
are. They absolutely are. Yeah. Johnny, you want to sell your Wolfgang, your PV?
It's not green.
I know.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we can talk about that. But again, it's not green. I'll make it green for you if you want.
I'm sure. All you got to
I'll
do is
I'll
get sick.
I'll paint. I'll take a green Sharpie and just like green all over it.
A green Sharpei?
Yeah.
Isn't that a dog?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, what's up, Brent? Brent Cohn. What's up, dude?
Hey, Brent, what's going on?
Brent.
Yes.
You said Brett.
No, Brent.
Brent.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Uh-huh. Is he saying something or is he just saying hello?
No. He's saying what's up, guys.
Oh,
Am I blurry?
no. But the sun keeps it makes it going lighter and darker. Lighter,
Yeah.
lighter,
Yeah. Because
lighter,
the
darker,
the sun is really coming through right now.
darker.
Huh? It's only 3 o'clock here.
Yeah, I know. Well, oh, lighter, darker. Light, darker.
So yeah. Yeah. So anyway, the PV Wolfgang.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
guitars.
I honestly don't know why I have a Jones for one right now, but actually I do know why I have a Jones for one right now, but because I don't have one. Simple as that.
But man, you just got that
I know.
that EVH like a
Yeah,
week ago.
I understand that, and I love it to death. I love it to death. I'll tell you why. I'll tell everyone why. Because here's the reason why I want a PV. Because the other day I called my buddy at a store and I asked just from a whim. I said, "Can you look into the store's inventory?" And they have a lot of stores, and see if there's a green Wolfgang special around. So he gets back to me and says, "Yes, there is in blah blah blah, and it's only 750." I said, "I'll take it." So I go there to that's another cat that just sounds like he sounds like someone just grabbed him by the throat and squeezed.
That sounds like a guitar solo I played yesterday at rehearsal.
Yeah, but that's no, that's one of my cats. That's Sammy actually. That's the way he meows. He meows like he's in pain, but he's not. He's just kidding
Sammy.
around. Yeah. Anyway, so he calls me back and says, "Yeah, I found one." So I get there today. I get to the store today, and I said, "Do me a favor. Let's just call the other store and make sure everything's fine, and see, make sure it's the right guitar." So he calls the
Mhm.
store, and they say, "I don't know what you're talking about. We've got a black one, a black special here, but no green. But the one on the website is green. There's a photo of a green guitar. What happened for them to take a photo of a guitar? For there to be a photo of a guitar in their website, that means that guitar has to be there. They had to have taken a photo of that particular guitar,
Mhm.
but it's not. It's black. So now I have a hard on for a green one, and I don't want to pay a ton of money because I was offered one for 750, but it's not there. So that's the whole story.
Hmm. Well, Paul Rodden just said hello, I think.
Hey, and it's
Something like
it's
that.
Roden.
Sofa King. Paul Rodden. Hey, Paul.
What's going on, buddy?
Look at this. You ever like give like the high five and a thumbs up in a
Yeah,
row?
it's a high thumb.
Well, that's like this. This is the high thumb. Or like the point. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know. It's like, hey man, how you doing? It's like, how you doing? Yeah.
or the gun. You know, the gun. Catch you later. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was in Oakland yesterday, so I'm glad I didn't get that one. That
No
place is
guns.
rough, man. That place is rough. And I was driving because I left here. Well, just to let everybody know, I had a rehearsal. I'm playing this gig, I think next week. Um, so I had rehearsal yesterday, and so I left here, Santa Cruz, and it was super nice. Like everybody was come. Like I said this on my Facebook Live video last night. Uh, you have to drive. It's called Highway 17. You have to drive over this mountain, which basically goes like this for like 20 minutes. It goes like this. It's insane. You know, it was called. Well, what was Highway 17 called in the 70s? Oh, okay. Something like oh oh Blood Alley. Okay, all right. It wasn't called Blood Alley. Anyway, that was different. No, it was not. It was not. But anyway, I've seen all kinds of accidents on that thing. Actually, there was an accident that happened right next to me recently. Oh, Altamont. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear my conversation in the background, but anyway, and there's a cat.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's Alex.
Alex.
He's the meowing cat. Come on, say something, Alex.
uh, but anyway, so what am I even saying? Anyway, it was really, really nice here yesterday. Everybody comes down here. I mean, the freeway coming down here, if you're trying to get to Santa Cruz on a Saturday, forget it. Um, so anyway, I left here. It was super nice, super sunny. It looks really nice today here, actually, too. Because I'm like 8 minutes from the ocean.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, it's like I leave here. I live up in the hills, right? But when I drive down, I see the ocean as I'm driving to the freeway, right? And it's just super clear, super nice, whatever. So I leave here yesterday. I get up to Oakland. I drive right into Oakland, and I see nothing but haze, you know,
Was it purple?
over the city. No, it was like it was kind of greenish, like that Wolfgang you want, you know.
Touche.
uh, but anyway,
You digress.
whatever, whatever. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, anyway, it was cool. Oh, and I killed some time. Uh, well, I'd use the bathroom.
Mm,
So I ran into Guitar Center in Emeryville. If
right.
anybody, if you know the Bay Area, you know Emeryville. And oh, Brent just sent us a link. PVUSA Wolfgang Special. Let's see. Let's see what that is. Um, what was I saying? Oh, I'll check it out in a bit. Um, what am I just got lost. Oh, anyway, so yeah, I ran into Guitar Center, and they had the new the thing I saw at Nam, the teeny
Yeah, yeah,
tiny
yeah. The micro amp.
the micro thing, and so I just rocked out, rocked out with it, and it was cool. It sounds it actually that I mean for what it is, it's not it doesn't sound bad. I mean it's not anything you wouldn't play with the drummer with it. That's
No,
for sure. I mean, people say, well, you say you wouldn't play the lunchbox with a drummer,
no, it's not loud enough.
you know. Although I think it could be myself.
I've played with a lot of 15-watt amps and doesn't do it.
Hmm. Hmm. Are you talking about like super loud drums though?
I'm talking about drums in a bar situation.
Just in general?
Hmm. In a
Hmm.
bar, not loud enough. Well, it might be loud enough if you're the only guitar player, but I play in an ensemble. I play with two guitars, a keyboard, bass, and drums.
Hmm.
You can't hear if I'm playing a 15-watt amp, you couldn't hear me through everyone else.
Hmm. Hmm. Is your amp mic'd up
No,
running through a
not
PA?
in a bar. Not in a bar. It
Oh,
isn't.
we'll see. Yeah, well, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But you can PA the thing and it'd be fine.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm even talking about this micro amp running that through a PA. You could play it. You could gig with it.
It's just horrible sound.
Well,
Really,
yeah.
man, I love everything EVH, but not that.
Well, it's not used
Basically,
for.
basically, it's that little Marshall micro amp with the EVH name on it.
Yeah, yeah. It's all the same. And I was talking to somebody on the internet earlier, and they were asking me what I thought about that thing, and I was saying well, like what I'm saying right here, I guess. Um, it's basically it's a great it'd be a cool thing to have in your gig bag, to plug in wherever you are, if you just want to play, you
Yes.
know.
Yeah. You know
Uh,
where? You know what it's great for? It's great for uh, being in the dressing room. It's like for dressing room use. Before you go on and play. Uh, that type of thing. If you're just warming up like a warm up room amp, that's what it's cool for.
yeah, yeah. Or I mean, really, what it's really used for, which a lot of people, if you don't work on your own guitars, you probably don't know this, but it's something. It's a great amp to have on your workbench. You know,
Agreed.
because even this dude has one. I mean, not the EVH one, but he has the Marshall one right there on his bench. See,
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. That's what it. That's really what
And
it
he's
is.
got and he's got D'Addario strings there, and he's not in a D'Addario endorsee. How about that? Did you see that?
Well, his son is.
Well,
I was.
I was too.
I think
It's
everybody was.
unfortunate. Oh, Larry Mitchell just told me yesterday that he got his string endorsement back. He just
Cool.
got it back. He just they just sent him the uh, the contract again. So
Hmm.
he was very happy to get that back. He was in an endorsee for Jesus, I think 30 years now, 31 years. And last year, out of nowhere, they said, "Oh, by the way, yeah, you need to start paying for your strings." And he was like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah. We were talking about that off camera. I think after we talked.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They just changed. They just changed like the whole setup.
So they contacted him and said, "We would love for you to be back on the roster." And he was like, "Absolutely."
Well, because he's actually out there. He's actually
Yeah.
touring. He tours
Hmm.
nonstop. That's all he does.
Yeah.
So he deserves it, if
Hmm.
anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's amazing too. That thing we were saying about last night. Somebody was asking about most underrated or obscure guitarist or whatever.
Obscure. Yeah.
Obscure. He's yeah. Not. I don't mean yeah. He's yeah. I'm glad you brought his name up because he's definitely
It's
he's
just
he
that he's not a household name yet. He deserves to be, and he's not. He's got all the accolades, but he's overshadowed by Satriani and Steve Vai because they're all Ibanez endorsees, and he's been an Ibanez endorsee as long as both of those guys were. It was Steve Vai, Satriani. Then I think a year later, Larry Mitchell and
Gilbert.
Paul Gilbert became, and you know, and he's still an endorsee. He just doesn't have to play them exclusively, but he's still an Ibanez endorsee
Hmm.
even today.
What was that story he was telling us though? How he got Satriani. Was that into Demarzio?
I think the Demarzio, like yeah, he
He's
was
like he's the one responsible for getting Satriani
yeah,
onto the Demarzio.
right. Right. They were looking
Right.
for they were looking for different endorsements for Joe, and he took them around to different companies, and DiMarzio was one of them.
Hmm. Hmm.
And they were
Yeah.
more than happy to give Joe an endorsement.
Yeah. Well, that's one guy, Satriani, man, where you can't even think of Ibanez, or when you think of Ibanez, DiMarzio, uh, I'm sure there's a couple other names out there. You think about Satriani
Yeah.
because he was the guy all those way back when or
Right.
even now, whatever
But the funny thing is, my white Kramer Pacer, right?
Yeah.
When I see that guitar, I think of Satriani because before he was an Ibanez and Dorsey, that was the exact guitar he recorded Surfing with the Alien with,
Hmm. Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
he still owns that guitar.
When he played with Mick Jagger too.
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm. Hmm. And that might be the guitar he actually gave lessons on,
I think you're right about that.
maybe way back when. Well, not in the late '70s, but probably early. Especially back when before he did that album.
Yeah.
I think
hmm That's really cool.
you know
Good stuff.
because yeah, living out here in the Bay Area. Well, not that I'm still Bay Area. Uh, I can't tell you how many people I run into that tell me how Satriani was their guitar teacher.
hmm
I hear it all the time. Satriani, he taught me, he was my teacher. But there's only a handful of them. There's only like five of them that you actually know about.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Kirk Hammett, the Vi, the
Kirk Hammett.
Skolnick,
hmm
all those guys. But
hmm
there's so many others
Right.
that he taught.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, yeah. Oh, somebody said something. Brent, I would like to carry a microamp instead of my stack. Just saying.
Ha!
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you can
I
carry
tell
that
you
thing
what.
anywhere.
I tell you what. You give me your amp, and I'll buy you a bunch of micro stacks.
That was like an evil laugh. That was like one of those, the one you see written out all the time.
Yeah.
Paul wrote in, I finished the headstock on my 5150 project. How do I send a picture? Uh, Post it below on Facebook under this video. There you go. Oh, Brent says, have you guys used DR strings?
I have used them before. Uh, when they were made in America, they were a little bit better. They lasted longer. They didn't break.
Mm-hmm.
They're made in Mexico now, and there's something different about them. They don't stay bright as long. It's just I think they're using a different. They're using something different. So that's what I don't like about them, and they're still expensive. They're as expensive as they were when they were in America, and they're not as good as they were. And I'm not blaming them because they're in Mexico, but there's something about them that's just not the same. They should be cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never used them, although I have a pack of them that I got uh some years ago. I did this. I was in this band and we did this tour. Um and we actually played in Mexico.
Cool.
It actually took us down to Mexico. Um uh what am I saying though? Uh
DR strings.
the DR strings. One of the other bands that we were touring with, uh I had ran out of strings. That's what it was. And that's when I was signed up with the Dario, and I was changing my strings every other show. I had
I
two
guess
guitars.
their AR guy was really good at his job, I guess.
I huh?
Yeah, never mind.
But yeah, I was changing my strings every other day, every other show. I had two guitars, and I ran out, and so we kept requesting. Oh, we need more strings, more strings. And so at some point, somebody gave me a pack of these DRs. Um, but I didn't have. We ended up getting a bunch of strings in, so I didn't have to use them. So I still have this pack. I still have the set. I've never used them. Um, but I mean, I've heard about them. People tell me DR.
Yeah, there was a time where I loved them. I thought they were great. They were just expensive, and I don't like dead strings. I like to change my strings. Like if I'm gigging, I'll change my strings every 2 gigs,
Yeah,
just so I don't break them.
for gigging, brand new. You got to have brand new strings when you gig. You have to. I mean, just for the sound, for non breakage, yes, especially. But when you're in the studio, when you're recording, dead strings are awesome. Super cool.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I like that too because it warms the sound up just a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
You get more of a like a used tone. Like it really makes the tone. It it's just sounds good. Sounds cool. Even that guy that you could like to talk about, Eddie Van Halen. He even says in the studio he uses whatever strings are on the guitar, and if he breaks a string, he just changes that one. He doesn't change the whole set.
Yeah,
You know. So yeah, and a lot
that's
of
because
guys,
he's lazy
a lot of guys,
because his tech isn't doing it for him.
huh? I just showed you a photo
Nothing.
of him at his own workbench, though.
Yeah, I know.
You know, um, but what am I even saying? But yeah, for recording, yeah, dead strings are great, and
Uh-huh.
even you play vintage guitars or whatever. There was even a story, a Van Halen story, where he used a 12 string for Simple Rhyme or something,
Yeah, it was a
and
Rickenbacker.
it was a Rickenbacker, and it was one they rented, and the strings were all rusted. I believe. I believe that was the story. So it was a guitar they rented. The strings were totally dead. He played it the way it was.
Yeah.
You know. You know.
Hmm.
But yeah, Brent has. There was a second part to this comment. Oh, and he
Oh,
also he also pays $6 a set for his DRs. Um. What does it say? I love the tone I get out of them. Great tone. I'm using 11s pure blues in my EVH. I had to
wow.
add another. He had to add another spring to the Floyd.
Yeah.
11s
So
on a
what does he have?
Floyd.
3 or 4? 11's on a floor. Well, you know what? Richie Kotzen, when he was in Ibanez and Dorsey, when he was using Floyd Roses, he used 11's on his Floyd Rose too, and his Floyd Rose was floating.
Oh my gosh, that's wow.
Yeah.
I can't even stand tens on a Floyd. If
Yeah. Neither can I.
friend of mine
Neither can I.
handed me
And
a
I
guitar
play
with,
tens. I play tens a lot, mostly, but not on a Floyd Rose guitar. You can't. It just doesn't work the same. Doesn't
yeah.
sound the same. It doesn't work the same.
Oh, it doesn't feel right. You,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah. I use
You know,
nines.
any. Here's the rule of thumb for me. Any Super Strat or any Floyd Rose type guitar, any shredder style guitar should have a thin, small neck and light strings. It's just made for it. You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want light strings and a thin neck on a Les Paul or a Stratocaster or a Telecaster, but on a shred type guitar, it should have a thin, small neck and light strings. Just the way it should be. It just that's the nature of the beast.
Yeah. I use nines on all my Floyd roses. Uh, I use tens on anything that's not a Floyd. So it could be a Les Paul, it could be a Tele, a Strat with a Strat, Fulcrum, whatever. All tens
Hmm.
on all that stuff, but nines on
Yeah.
the Floyd Rose. A friend of mine had handed me a Frankenstein replica one time that he got it from somebody, and he showed me the guitar, and he's like, Johnny, check this out. And so I have a photo of me holding the guitar, like posing with it, and I'm playing it, and I'm like, dude, what's up with these strings? He's like, well, those are tens, and I'm just like, no, this is not right. Tens on Floyd Rose are not.
It's tough.
It's.
Tens are tough. It's a tough gauge
I mean,
on
even
on a
I
Floyd
mean, even
Rose.
I play tens. I play tens more than I play nines because I play my I don't. The Floyd Rose guitars aren't my main guitars. You know.
Right.
Uh.
Yeah.
I play a Telecaster with tens. That's my main guitar, and so I play tens, but playing tens on a Floyd Rose it's just weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of that. Who cares? I don't even care anymore. Uh, what else? Brent says three.
3 springs.
Three springs.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think I use three springs too sometimes.
Really?
Depending. I actually I used to. Oh, Brent just said something else again. I used to. Oh, he posted a photo of his guitar. Oh, cool,
What is
man.
it? What is it?
Oh, his 84 Kramer Focus has tens
Hmm.
on the far right. I'll show you a photo of his guitar in a second. Um, what was I just saying?
You said you don't care.
After that,
You didn't get. You didn't say anything.
I said I don't care, and then I was going to say something else,
Yeah, but you
and
didn't say it.
now I can't remember what it was I was going to say. Here is Brent. Brent
Cone.
Cone. Here's Brent Cone's guitars, right here. Pretty cool. Right
Oh
there.
yeah, very
Right
cool.
there.
Yeah.
Sorry. See, I have to talk for the thing to show, but
Hmm.
what is that?
Yeah.
Was that an Ibanez Les Paul?
Looks cool. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is.
Is that an
A
Ibanez?
lawsuit. A lawsuit. Les Paul. That the green Kramer Focus is very cool. Is that
Green?
green or blue?
I think it's blue. It's blue.
Oh,
That's like a
very
3,000, 2,000, 3,000. That's
nice.
3,000. It's like
I like it.
a Strat one.
I like it, that one.
Then it looks like a Stripe series, and then
A couple of
yeah,
them, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, the headstock looks the white one looks custom,
Oh.
and then the red one's an EVH.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can
Cool.
see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he said something else.
And Mel says, Johnny, you look like you're wearing a checkered. I'm gonna assume you're saying apron. Sorry, I can't see.
Is that like a skateboard shirt?
Yeah, it's Vans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember the shoes?
Yeah, I do.
In the
I
80s?
do. Back when I could wear those types of shoes.
Yep. Checker apron. That's what Mel said. Mel Feliciano. Did I pronounce that
Any
right?
any relation to Jose?
I don't. Probably. I wouldn't see why not. So I look like I'm wearing a checker apron. Yeah, actually, I am.
Now go cook me some chicken cutlets.
The chickens are outside. But no, yeah, it's Vans.
Yeah.
Vans.
Yeah, the shoes. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
shoes. Yeah, there's a Vans store in a mall near you, I'm sure. But and I went to Modesto. I was in Modesto at some point, and there's a Vans store there.
Does that shirt come with a free bowl of soup?
No, it did not. Bruce Wayne says, do you think it would be easy building a guitar for the first time using MusicCraft parts? Love the streams. Here's that thumbs up for you.
Thank you. Um, it's hard for me to say.
Just say
You know,
no.
it's building a guitar, even if you have all the parts in front of you, is still not really easy. I mean, you can put things together, but if you don't know the right tolerances, if you don't know how to sight down a neck to make sure the neck is straight, um, if you don't know how to, put, solder pickups into a guitar, there's a lot that has to
I'm not
go.
laughing at you.
Yeah, I know you're not.
I'm laughing at
But
Mel.
there's a lot that you have to do. It's not like a snap together model. There are a lot of things that it's not just a question of
That
putting
could
something
and will go
together.
wrong
Yeah,
when you're building a guitar.
anything that can go wrong, will go wrong. So
Yeah.
you have to really know what you're doing. Um, so I'm gonna say no. Even with music craft parts, yes, they go together really nicely. But all it is wood and metal, and things can move in shipment in shipping, depending also where you are. The the humidity, anything can happen. So you could put a guitar together, and your action could be 3 feet off the fretboard, or it could be touching. It could be right dead on the fretboard. And if you don't know how to compensate for that, then your guitar may as well just be a paperweight. It's there's a lot more to do it than just putting it together.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's true. Um and so anyway, so Mel says, yes, one of my cousins is named Jose Feliciano. He sings.
Like the musician Jose Feliciano is who I was thinking of.
Yeah, Jose was it is his middle name Javier?
Oh, I don't know. Feliz Navidad. That's he did that song.
Jose Javier Feliciano. He sings and plays guitar. So yes,
Yeah, it's amazing.
he is
That's
related to
awesome.
him. He is
Awesome.
definitely related to him.
That's great. See, I wasn't just uh, typecasting. Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, but who's the guy who's the really cool guy in the infomercials with
Oh,
the
you're
huge
thinking of Esteban,
Esteban?
but he's not Spanish.
Well, that doesn't matter.
He's the that's a fake name. And he has I can't remember his name, but he was a customer of mine at Guitar Center. When I worked there, he was a customer of mine, and he would buy the one of the guitars. He bought a Gretsch White Falcon, like a early '70s Gretsch White Falcon for me
Like
at
the
one
one
point.
that guy was telling stories. I was sitting there eating sandwiches at Nam, and the guy was sitting there telling stories. Uh, uh, Cult.
Billy Duffy.
Billy Duffy. Is that this Falcon?
Well, actually, the one that I sold Esteban was a double cutaway, but Billy Duffy's original White Falcon is from the early '70s as well. It's a single cutaway from the '70s. I don't know what year exactly, but yeah, it's the same guitar but double cutaway.
Mm-hmm. So
And it's slightly thinner body with a double cutaway. And the neck was so wide, it was at least as wide as a nylon string guitar. It was ridiculous how wide the neck on this particular guitar was. I couldn't get my hand around it. But Esteban has really big hands, long fingers, and it was so easy for him, and that's why he bought it, because it was similar to a classical guitar.
was he
And
wearing that hat
he was not.
and
He
dark
was not.
glasses?
He was wearing the dark glasses, but no hat. Yeah. Yes.
That way he doesn't get mobbed, huh?
Yeah. Well, people know him with the hat.
If he's wearing the
But
hat and the glasses,
and for the life of me, I can't remember his real name, but he went by his real name. I was like, "You're Esteban." He's like, "Well, not today. I'm not."
oh yeah, that's like I sold a guitar to Trey Cool
Yeah.
one time, and he gave me his real name, or a name at least, and it was like something the third or the second or whatever,
Right.
Same deal. But yeah, Esteban, that's cool. And behind him in line was Ingve, right?
That's a different story. That's a different story. Did I ever tell you that story?
Yes. Yeah.
That was when I worked at Manny's.
What was he wearing?
Him
Was he
poking me in
wearing
the
the hat?
chest. Do you know who I am? He says. Do you know who I am? Poking me in the chest, making my chest black and blue. Like, yeah, I know exactly who you are. Give me a minute, I'll be right with you. That's the short story. But yeah. Can you imagine poking me in the chest? Do you know who I am? Do you? Do you know? Do you? God. I know who you think you are.
I've actually never even heard his music, and I'm not joking either.
I
Mel's
mean, the thing is, he's amazing. He's an extremely talented guitar player. He's amazing, but the tube that he has, just his nose directly up in the air, ridiculous, ridiculous. I don't know if he's the same way now, but back then, back in the mid '90s, he was not easy to get along with.
Hmm. Mel says, but my cousin is not blind.
Oh, so
He
it's a
can sing.
different Jose Feliciano.
He can sing and play Feliz Navidad, though. Are we are all Puerto Ricans, just like the famous Jose Feliciano.
Well, that's who I thought. That's who I was talking about, the famous one.
I don't know. But Brent Cohn posted a couple more photos. Oh yeah, he posted a photo of his '74 lawsuit, and way back in 1980, playing the bars, playing that guitar. Cool,
Wow.
cool.
Yeah,
He posted
that's really nice.
he posted these photos underneath this video on Facebook.
Cool.
On
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that.
yes, you'll see it. Actually, well, I'll just I'll put your name in there so you'll be alerted. Nesdal at David Navidad. That should be your stage name, David Navidad.
That's right.
And where's your
David Navidad?
David Navidad? That should be a song. You should do a cover
David
version
Navidad.
of David.
David Navidad. David Navidad.
There you go. Dude, I told you should be making more videos. There's your next video.
That's right.
There you go. No, I'm not kidding either, man. A friend of mine did a spoof on what's that? Hello?
Oh, Lionel Richie?
No. Adele. A friend of mine did
Lionel Richie?
a friend of mine did a music video, like a spoof on Hello, on the Adele song, and it's pretty funny.
Lionel Richie?
No.
I know.
No.
It's the only song named Hello that I'll acknowledge.
Yeah, well, I'd never heard the Adele version either. The only version I'd heard before my friend's version actually was the Robin Quivers version. Bruce Wayne, do either of you know if Eddie recorded the first album with the Ibanez Destroyer before the heavy modification? Where's Alan Garber? Alan, you're watching this? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it was white, and it wasn't messed up when he used it.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I tend to agree because I don't think that he would have recorded with it if it was in the messed up state.
But Alan Garber knows for sure, and I know Alan is watching or was watching. Alan, that's almost
there
like
goes the thumb.
That's like sign language.
Yeah.
This is like sign language for you're cool. See you later.
Or hey you, what's up? Gonna shoot you. Hey you. Bang, you dead. What?
Why would you wave at somebody and then do that?
I don't know. Let them know.
Ah, nuts.
Did someone say nuts? Would you like some nuts?
I'm good.
Where's Rob?
Yeah.
I make myself laugh.
Where is Rob? It was Rob's idea actually for us to even do this.
Talking about nuts.
And then he went to bed, and here we are talking.
So funny.
Because Rob texts, he texts us earlier, and it's 3 hours earlier where I am to where they are, and he's like, "Dudes, guys, want to hang out? Want to do a hangout?" And so I'm like, "Sure, but I have to eat first, And so I ate. I'll be ready in half an hour, and then right when I'm like ready, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a nap."
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it another time. Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Dave and I jumped on here, so we're just on here, just saying,
Nah,
whatever,
nah, 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 nah.
whatever we're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, but let me see. Anything else? Anyway, Brent Cohn. Yeah, that's a cool guitar, man. 74 lawsuit Les Paul. Is that a bolt on?
No, no, it's not.
But those Fibsons were all bolt ons, right?
Yep. Hmm.
I remember those things.
Yeah, the lawsuit, the Ibanez lawsuit stuff was. I mean, that's why they got sued, is because they were just so good. They were really, really good.
Hmm. And it was a whole line, right? It was Les
Yeah.
Paul's,
They did
Strats,
Strats.
the
Yep. Tellys.
Destroyer, the guitar, the white guitar Eddie played,
Yeah. It was an
the Shark
Explorer
or
copy.
whatever,
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lawsuit. But
They
then they
called it a they called it a Destroyer, but it was really an Explorer.
yeah, but then they made them they changed the shape of them, made them in the 80s, and that's what
Hmm.
you see like Phil Collin playing in the
Yep.
Photograph video,
Sure.
the black one.
Yep. You know, he has three of them.
Hmm.
There's three of those black ones. They all have different color pickups in it
Hmm. Hmm.
and Kalers. Who the hell uses a Kaler? What's wrong with these people?
Uh, well, it was all brand new technology then,
Yeah, I know.
you know.
I know.
The Kaler, the Wonder Bar. You you ca-
Wunderbar.
you can't beat a Floyd Rose. You can't beat a Floyd Rose, period. But an original Floyd Rose, you can't beat, regardless of
I agree with you.
any of the knockoffs or whatever.
The only thing, no, it doesn't even compare really. But the Ibanez Edge, the original Ibanez Edge,
Hmm.
is a really, really good trem. Now, I'm a fan of the Floyd sitting right on top of the body where it's not floating.
The Ibanez
But
edges, those only fit the
they
Ibanez guitars,
only,
though, right?
yeah, they only. Well,
You
you
can't
can
stick
you
one
can
of those on a Kramer.
right.
It
You
has
can
in between the pivot points. There's like
a knife edge,
there's a
knife point.
yeah. That's what
Hmm.
that is. Then the knife,
Yeah,
the you know what I'm saying.
yeah. I know what you're saying.
Instead of being round, there's like a middle part in there.
Yeah, it's called a knife edge, and those have to be changed from time to time because they get dull,
Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
guitar, the guitar will either stay flat or it won't come back to zero. It'll stay flat or it'll stay sharp if they're too dull.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, and that's all. That's one of the problems if you buy a secondhand used tremolo, Floyd Rose or whatever, is a lot of those sections in there can be worn down,
Hmm.
and it won't. It'll fit right on your guitar. You think it's cool, and then all of a sudden, it's moving, or you're going out of tune, or whatever.
Yeah,
You have to be really,
that
you have to be
this
careful.
it's the tolerances are so tight and so high that any little thing that could go wrong will put your guitar right out of tune. It's not good.
Hmm. Hmm.
She's not a good.
And Paul Rodden says Jerry Cantrell uses a Kaler with a Floyd Rose nut. He doesn't do dive bombs and S though. Yeah, that's a Kaler on that GNL, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
And I think it still comes that way. I think on his model, it still comes that way. That's the way it is.
But that was a model that wasn't his signature guitar though, right? That was an actual model, and then he just like stuck stickers
Well,
on it,
they
and
they they
it became his
it
guitar.
became his model. Like now, it's his model. But yeah,
Now people
it
think about
wasn't
it
originally.
as the Cantrell model,
Right. Yeah.
when originally it was just a model in the '80s catalog.
Yeah. The
You
blah
know,
blah blah or
the
whatever
different
it was.
colors.
Hmm.
That was a cool
Yep.
thing about the old Guitar Player magazines, Guitar World, Practicing Musician, Guitar. That was a cool thing about those magazines back. Well, especially I would say the Guitar Player magazines from the 70s,
Yeah.
is you get all those killer cool advertisements
Yeah.
for all those for guitars when they started making replacement pickups, DiMarzios. The MXR ads are great. You know,
Hmm.
the just the style. You know,
Yeah.
and you can still see all that stuff online now, but that's the cool thing about those magazines.
That's back when the magazines were great.
Yeah, yeah,
Not so much.
awesome.
Not so much anymore.
I look at them from time to time.
I get them delivered to my house, but there's very few that I actually enjoy.
I think I read a Guitar World at Safeway um, recently. Uh, that day when I was walking around everywhere because I had the car fixed. I walked into the Safeway and there's the magazines there, and I looked at whatever the new Guitar World is.
Hmm.
I forget who's on the cover, but yeah, it's not the same scene anymore
No.
at all. It hasn't been for a long time. I think maybe the '90s was like the last point when it was actually cool to look at that stuff. Paul Roden, I have a Cantrell Rampage for
Yeah,
sale.
that's the name. That's the guitar, the Rampage.
The Rampage. If Dave is interested, 390. Black
No, I'm gonna pass. Thank you though, Paul. Now, if you had a green PV Wolfgang,
for 390.
I would pay 590. I would double 390. I'd give you 700 for it.
Wait, Paul, isn't Paul the guy who sniped that that EVH overdrive
Pedal?
from Anthony?
Oh, I don't know.
Was that you,
I don't know
Paul?
if he. I don't. I don't actually know if it was him that sniped it.
Remember that? We were on
I
this.
remember
We were
him
on one of his
buying one
videos.
because yeah, Anthony had said something about it, and Paul bought one.
No,
I don't
but it
know if
was
it was that
gone
particular.
right when he was talking about it, and then all of a sudden the thing was gone. He was like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's gone."
Huh.
Remember
Yeah.
that?
Well, I do know that Anthony has finally got his, and he's loving it.
That's cool. Yeah, I need one of those. I actually need one.
Hmm.
Not want. I actually need.
I know you do. You need one for your 212 amp.
You know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I play it into a Blues Junior.
Hmm.
It's awesome. It kicks A, he says.
Blues Junior, by the way, is another 15-watt amp that is very tough to use with a drummer in a live situation. But it's a little easier to use than say the Lunchbox 5150 because it's a bigger sound since there's not a lot of overdrive on it. It's pretty much a clean sound.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bigger. It's like the baby version of your Fender amp. You
Mm-hmm.
have a DeVille, right?
I had the 212 one,
Yeah.
and then there's a
So
112 one too. I know.
yeah. So the Blues Junior is the small version of that. And in small clubs, small bars, you can get away with using that amp and it's loud enough. Barely. Barely.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute your drummer starts to use 5B drumsticks, you're done.
Paul Wayne. Is it just me, or is the Hot for Teacher guitar noticeably smaller than the other Kramer Eddie guitars?
It's not. It's not. It's the same body, same size body as a 5150 guitar. But that being said, the 5150 guitar is a smaller body than an 85 Kramer Beretta. So your Ripley guitar is a bigger body than the 5150 and the Hot for Teacher.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's thicker.
Not only thicker, but bigger. Bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a bigger body. I'm looking at it right now. It
Yeah.
sits right there.
In
Yeah.
'85, they went to a slightly bigger body, and that was for all their models. It was a bigger body all around the for every model.
Hmm. Paul wrote in, I use the Blues Junior as a practice amp. I have a crank I use to get loud. I can't wait to try the 1550 pedal through the crank.
Wait, he has a crank amp.
Yeah.
Does he have the Crankenstein?
I don't know.
Paul, do you have the Crankenstein amp? Because that is like their best amp.
What's a Crankenstein?
It's a model, the Dimebag Darrell model crank amp,
Oh, okay.
but it's like their top of the line crank. You know, it's a really great amp.
Brent says that he'll sell you a PRS SE. Uh, Paul Allender? I'm wearing
I don't.
glasses, but I can't see that far.
Yeah,
Allender model for 700.
yeah. Not interested. Thank you. Not a Paul Reed Smith guy.
Probably because it's green. Yeah, it's kind of a bluish. Yeah, it's like a green, blue green.
I'm not looking for just any green guitar. I've got green guitars already. Looking for a specific one. But thank you.
Paul Reed Smith. Speaking of Paul,
Not really into PRS guitars.
so speaking of Paul, I think another Paul just said something.
Cool.
No, unfortunately, Paul says.
Oh, okay.
So he does not have the cranking. The
Tom,
crank.
thank you. Okay. Hmm.
And Mel Feliciano says, "Can you do Dimebag Darrell squeals or Brad Gillis springboard bar tricks without a floating Floyd?"
No.
No, you cannot. That's the whole. That's the whole deal. Or even the Satriani things
Nope.
that he does.
Has to be floating.
Has to be floating to get, especially the Brad Gillis. You listen to Brad Gillis and the stuff he does. It has to be the floating. Like what he does that solo in the very end of "Don't Tell Me You Love Me," or like
Mm-hmm.
right before it gets to Watson's part. He does all this
Mm-hmm.
crazy stuff. Yeah.
It's called bar fluttering. Fluttering.
Hmm.
Where it sounds like wow wow wow. You know. Yeah. Shush. Don't make fun of me, man.
No, I'm not making fun.
Not while I'm eating nuts.
Huh?
And this is my lunch.
Oh, I'm reading comments from a totally different thing. That's not even me. That's not even my thread. Everybody, you have to have a floating bridge, Brent Cohn says. John Deere Green. Oh, that's the color of his Paul Reed Smith.
Mhm.
Yeah, and these comments are underneath on Facebook where I posted this live event.
I'm just gonna enjoy my new white Wolfgang until for the time being because I should, and not worry about another guitar until I have to worry about it.
Yeah, you should be playing that thing right now. Why are you even talking to me?
I'm trying to think why.
You should be playing that guitar.
You should be playing it.
I should be playing that guitar. That's right. And Mel says, "Oh, that's the same thing." It was just
Nope.
I'm getting comments off different areas.
Yeah.
Uh, Paul Roden, Dave.
Yeah.
Make
Stop
a
eating them nuts. Make
yeah,
what?
Dave, stop eating those nuts. And also make a Brad Gillis red Strat replica with the old non-fine tuners Floyd and the
Yeah.
Fernandez sustainer with the black headstock.
It's funny that you mentioned that because that was a guitar. I'm absolutely in love with that guitar. It's not easy to make that guitar because all the stupid stickers he put on it, you can't find them anymore. Very hard to find. And if you're going to make a replica of that guitar, it needs to be done just like that. I know someone that does make them and that has one. We won't talk about him on this thread, but he uh, he does do a great job at making replicas. He's on the other side of the world. Johnny knows what I'm talking about.
I actually have no idea right now, but after we get off here, speaking of Brad Gillis, where's that photo?
It's the guy that thinks I'm colorblind and the guy that thinks you're dead.
What is that photo? Oh, I was at NAM and I took a photo of the area where I was so I could remember how to get back to a certain booth.
Hmm.
C13 is where that is. Where's that photo? I kept running into Brad Gillis at NAM this time around. And he actually lives in the old town I used to live in.
Hmm.
But and I've seen him. I actually saw him play live in a club one time. He was playing that guitar. He was playing the red Fernandez.
I love that guitar. Oh,
Um,
the original one's a Fender. The original one is like a '61 Fender
oh,
Strat.
well, I know he has a replica, right? He has a.
Well, it's not a replica. Well, yeah, I guess it is. Fernandez came out with his model, which is a replica of the
Mhm,
original Fender one.
mhm.
But the Fender one is the one that Paul's talking about. That I should make a replica of. It's either a '61 or a '63. I can't remember. I think it's Dakota Red, black pickguard, but I think the black pickguard is that's not original to the guitar. And the neck, it was some sort of custom thing. It was painted black. The whole neck was painted black. The whole thing, which was cool. But it was, it's an original '63, I think. '63. Very
Mhm.
cool.
That's cool. I'm not ignoring you. I'm
Oh, I know you're not.
trying to find a photo of
You
Brad
wouldn't
Gillis.
dare. You wouldn't dare ignore me. Come through this computer right now,
I took a
man.
photo of Brad Gillis because I was talking to you on the phone, and I said Brad Gillis just walked by, and so I'm like, click, and I sent you a photo of him
I think I remember seeing it.
standing. Yeah, I'm looking for it on my phone. I must have erased it. But he walked through the EVH booth as well. I was standing there talking to uh who was I talking to? It
The
might
French guy.
no, I think it was Renoff. I think I was talking to Renoff. And Brad Gillis walks right in between us. And I'm like, hey, Brad. And he's like, hey. And he just kept walking. And I think and Renoff is like, oh, I wouldn't even recognize him. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
that was
because he doesn't
him.
have long hair anymore. It's short.
You know? Yeah. And
He
I'm like,
looks
well, he just lives
he
down
looks
the
like
street.
he looks like a California volleyball guy.
There's a billion of those right here, actually, where I live.
Volleyball guys.
Yeah, on the beach.
Hmm. Yeah, because that's where they would
Um,
be.
Brent Cohn says, Dave, how much for the white one when you're done with it? EVH Wolfgang, I'm assuming.
No, it's not for sale. Not going to be for sale. You can get your own for $3,000 come June. In June, it'll be available to the public, and you can get your own, or you can buy mine for twice that much money now.
Yes. 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 Okay. Um, Okay, I got to split. We have to go for our hike.
Hmm.
So cool. Are you going to be around later, man?
I will. We should
Okay.
do we should do another one of these and talk about some pedal boards maybe. What do you think?
Okay. Awesome. Yes. Tune in. Tune in for that. Yeah. Let me know when you're around. Oh,
I'm around. I'm gonna have dinner and then I'll be around. So you let me know when you're ready and we'll just do it.
okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. I got to run. Talk to you in a little bit, Dave. See you guys. Johnny
See you
Bean.
guys later. Hey, thanks for
Johnny.com.
sticking around.
Of course. All right. Bye.
Bye bye.